Hello, Penny Jane Love here. Today I'm doing a review of Rylee by Rene of Paris in the color Mochacinno LR. Okay guys, let's talk about Rylee. First of all, before I get started, I just wanted to mention real quick that I do go online and do research on every wig before I review them. I wear the wig first and form my own opinion about it, and then I do my research online because, first of all, I know that my opinion is not everyone's opinions, and I like to kind of give you as much information as I can in my reviews to hopefully save you some time so that you don't have to go and do a lot of research if you decide that this might be a wig that you would like to consider purchasing. So I just wanted to let you know that. All right, let's talk about Rylee. Rylee was a part of the 2018 high fashion winter collection for Rene of Paris. She has long layers and loose, what some people call beachy curls, that fall well beyond your shoulders. In fact, Rylee hits me just below the middle of my back, so she's really long. She's 20 inches past the nape, so that's a good long wig. She may be the longest wig that I've ever reviewed, except for Angelica. I do have an Angelica by Noriko that I'm going to kind of compare Rylee to. I love Angelica. Angelica's a very popular wig, and I thought she would be good to kind of do a comparison as well. Rylee has synthetic fibers that retain their style and have a longer lifespan. The fibers are pretty soft and very lightweight. So I want to mention one of the first things that I noticed about Rylee is for a long wig, she is very lightweight. And I think that's because of the type of cap construction that she has. And we'll go over that when I do a review of the cap. She has a lace front that I'm going to show you. Now, the lace comes to here. Those are hand-tied knots. The knots do look, you can see them a little bit, especially since I'm bald and they show up a little more. What I have done in the past is taken a little eyeshadow if I thought the knots looked too knotty and made it look wiggy, but I don't feel like I need to do it with with Rylee. I don't think they're that noticeable. When I did my research on Rylee, I did notice a few people didn't like the fact that the front lace kind of ends right here, which people who have hair and want to pull her back because of kind of how she is here, it doesn't look as natural, and so they felt like it would be harder to pull her back to make her look natural. I don't have that problem per se, but I think that might be because I don't have hair there, so that's maybe the one reason why. She does have a hand knotted monofilament part. Her cap is an average size, and she weighs 5.23 ounces, which again, you know, I've done wigs that have weighed as little as, say, 2.8 ounces, so obviously she's not going to be that light with being such a long wig, but she's really lightweight for a long wig. And one of the things I like best about her, I think, is how well her cap fits me and how lightweight she is. I don't think I would have any problem or feel uncomfortable wearing her out at all. I think that she's very comfortable for me. Now, I know other people have said that she wasn't comfortable because of how much hair she has and everything, but I think if you just take the time to style her, you can get her to where she's comfortable. So just to let you know, I have not worn her out. The only thing I've done since I received her from Lori is I did comb her. She needed some combing when I pulled her out of the bag that she came in. So, but that's the only thing I've done is comb her and pin her back. Otherwise, she's pretty much straight out of the box. So if we compare Rylee to Angelica, Angelica has a standard machine-made cap. She does not have a lace front. She does not have a monofilament part. Rylee does have this monofilament part. It's really on the left side, even though it's kind of hard to tell. I think because of the way I have it pinned back here, but it is more to the left side, the part, and it's kind of wide, so you could maybe move it just a tad if you wanted to. I do like the part on Rylee better. Let you see that close. The reason why is I prefer monofilament parts. I just think the parts look more natural. And you can see here on Angelica, it's a little more dense and the part isn't just quite as clean as she is on Rylee because, again, because of that monofilament part versus just the part made on the regular machine caps. So Angelica has more density on top, is a little bit more dense on top. One of the really great things about Rylee is she is not overly dense at all anywhere. I don't even think she has perma-tease, to be honest with you. I'll have to look again when I do the overview of the cap, but the volume to me is perfect. The sides, the volume is perfect. It's not too thin, it's not too thick, and it's not too dense up top. It doesn't look like a helmet, and it molds beautifully to my head. Whereas Angelica is a little bit more dense up here. I still love Angelica though. I don't think she has too much density, but Rylee does have a little less density than Angelica does, especially up top at the part. So and we'll go ahead and talk about the lengths now so that I can kind of compare them. Now, another difference between Angelica and Rylee, Angelica weighs 6.5 ounces, so she's heavier. And I think, again, that's because of the cap, and I'll show you when I show you the cap. And you know, Rylee weighs, hold on a second, Rylee weighs 5.23 ounces, so Rylee is much lighter. The cap is also much more comfortable, in my opinion, on Rylee. So let's talk about her lengths. First, I'm going to show you the 360 view of Rylee. Okay, Rylee's bangs are 14 inches. From her crown down, it's 16 inches. And she is 20 inches from the nape down. That means from the back where the nape starts down to where she ends, which on me is a little longer than the middle of my back, she is 20 inches. So she is a long wig. If you like long wigs, she's a great wig for you. Now, just keep in mind, even though she has the synthetic fibers, which don't frizz as easily as the heat defiant fibers, you're going to get some frizz on the back of your neck with Rylee. It's just almost impossible not to get that kind of frizzy fiber behind your neck on any long wig. I don't care how strong the synthetic fibers are. So, and just to compare the length of Rylee to Angelica, so you can see Angelica has 8 inches in her bangs, so her bangs are much shorter. Rylee's are 14. Her sides are 16 inches, which is about the same as Rylee. And from her nape down, she is 16 inches. So she's about, at the longest point, 4 inches shorter than Rylee. I love her though. I just do. I love both of them. I think they're beautiful long wigs. I really do. Okay guys, let's review Rylee's cap. So remember I mentioned that Rylee had a super soft cap. There's something about it. It's not really thick and it's really soft. It feels like a piece of cloth almost, even like here. So like when I hold Angelica, the cap seems thicker and is less pliable in a sense. It doesn't necessarily feel like cloth. And it is heavier for sure. Whereas Rylee's cap is just, it's soft. It feels like a piece of cloth to me. The entire cap does, even right here where the main part is. So the cap I felt was super, super comfortable to wear. and it felt pretty snug on my head. I am a 22 circumference size head, but I'm on the smaller side. Like the way I always say is Raquel Welch average size caps are a tad bit big for me, but Noriko and it seems like Rene of Paris caps fit me pretty snug, and I like that because I like my wigs to be a little bit more snug. So she has standard wefting, and she I think she's pretty pliable, meaning that if you have a bigger head, I think she will probably easily stretch. I don't see any perma-tease in Rylee at all, and I'll show you up close. You don't see kind of any crinkled fibers there. And I don't feel any density, or maybe just a tad bit density here. So if she has any perma-tease at all, it's very, very little. I think her density is great. I don't like a lot of perma-tease. I don't like really dense wigs, especially if they're dense on top, because to me they look like helmets. And I didn't feel that way with Rylee at all. In fact, I kind of like the way she molded to my head, and I think she molded better because of how soft her cap is. So she has this lace front. It is not temple to temple. And then she has this left side monofilament part. She does not have an extended nape. She has these like bra strap-like extenders where you can actually tighten her up to a 1/2 inch. And she has these felt covered ear tabs, which do have the metal in them, so you can kind of push them and keep them snug to your head. So all in all, I think her cap is very comfortable. Okay, let's talk about styling. You guys know that I am not very good at styling wigs. It's just something, you know, I've always had short hair until I finally decided to accept that I wasn't going to grow hair. And really fine thin hair that was pretty much bald right here. And I never really learned how to style wigs, or hair I should say, and when I try to style the wigs that I get, I just am not very good at it. But I know that some of you would like to know if there's styling options, so I did go do some research to see what other people were saying and doing as far as the styling goes for Rylee. I did see Rylee with the cutest hat on. One reviewer had a hat on her and had her pin worn to the side with the hat, and it looked so cute. So she does look really cute with the hat. I also saw a couple of ladies who were able to do loose updos or messy braids with her. So there are some styling options. And then of course, again, I have her pinned back. I love pinning back my wigs, one, to keep them out of my face, but also because I think it really softens them and makes them look more feminine, which I like. So there are some styling options. Also, I was able to get my glasses on with no problem at all with Rylee. So if you wear glasses, it shouldn't be a problem. You know, I did see, gosh, what was it the other day? I saw something where someone was trying to figure out how to help a lady who wore glasses, had oxygen, and had a hearing aid. And she wanted a wig, and they were showing how they made all of that fit with her wig still being on. So, you know, if you're innovative and imaginative, you can figure out just about anything. You really can. That is one thing that I have learned. So, all right, let's talk about her color next. Okay, this color is Mochaccino LR. The LR stands for long rooted. So you can see that the root is long. It kind of ends here, and it kind of has an ombre effect where it blends and transitions to the base color. The root is a medium brown. The base for the rest of the wig is a blend of a light ash brown and a light honey brown. Get up close so you can see that. Now there are 3 windows in this room, and it's somewhat sunny out, so hopefully you're getting a good idea of what the color is. You can see you have that ash brown in there. Here's like the medium brown. This is more of like the ash brown. And then you have these soft golden blonde highlights in it. This is a really good color because it's so neutral that I think anyone, whether you are more of a cool skin tone or a warm skin tone, either way you could wear it. She's just a very beautiful color, very neutral color that would go with any skin tones, I think. So that's why I like her a lot. She's a very pretty brunette wig. And then if you want to compare it real quick to the Macadamia LR to Noriko's Macadamia LR, also long rooted. Both of the roots are actually the same, medium brown. But the base of the Macadamia LR, it has a dark blonde and a light brown blend. So it is a little bit different. Doesn't have the biggest difference is it doesn't have these really bright highlights like Rylee does. The macadamia doesn't. So it's more like, I wouldn't have even called this a dirty blonde at all. I would just call this a brunette, a light brunette. Whereas like I said, the first thing that I thought of when I saw this color was a dirty blonde. And then that's because it has those dirty blonde highlights that really give it a much more light blondish kind of appearance. So beautiful color, very neutral, would look really good with any skin tone. Okay, one last thing real quick. I just wanted to talk about the pros and the cons with Rylee. Now, some of these are my pros and cons and what I felt about her, and others are just things that I picked up when I was doing my research on her. So for her pros, she is so lightweight. I have never seen a wig this long that is this lightweight. She's very comfortable. Her cap is very comfortable because it's very lightweight. And I think the price point is okay for a wig that has this much hair and that is this long. I think Rylee might be a little bit more expensive than Noriko's Angelica because she has the lace front and that monofilament part, whereas Angelica has the basic machine cap. So that those two things, the lace front and the monofilament part, do kind of increase the price some, but they look more natural. So for the cons, so I heard several people say that she shed a lot, and I noticed her shedding a lot too when I first got her and put her on. But in all honesty, once I gave her a good comb and shook her out really well, I haven't seen a lot of shedding. Like, I don't see any hair on me right now. I'm not seeing any hair around me. So I think if you comb her really well and shake her out, that you may not have as much problem with the shedding as some other people seem to have had. Of course, she's going to get tangled easier. That's just going to happen because it's a long wig and not anything to do with the wig and the wig fibers themselves. All long wigs are going to tangle. So you want to make sure when you take her off at night that you do a really good job of combing out the hairs around her nape, because that's where you're going to have a lot of kind of frizziness and clumping, and where it just starts to look kind of not good. That's where you're going to have most of your wear, especially in the beginning. So all right, that's my overview of Rylee. Thank you so much for watching this wig review. Please be sure to subscribe and hit notifications so that you can know when I post any of my new reviews.